Baylife Radio and Digital Dash. Turn it up, feel the love, it's a Bay blast from the president past, from the president past.
Hey, man, I want to welcome y'all to episode one of Unk and the Youth podcast. I want to thank everyone who's paying attention. These conversations are going to be designed for so that we can have a better opportunity at understanding our youth and also finding out the ways they need for us to help them instead of us always thinking that we got our youth figured out because most of the time we don't. That's why we don't give them the best or the right amount of attention because we be giving them what we think they need instead of asking them what they need. So today I got my two of my mentees on there so that I can make this as comfortable and as easy as possible for the first one. To my left would be your right. I got Million. We call him Millie. What?
Nah.
You got something to say? I said his name wrong?
Nah.
All right, and then to my right, which be your left, I got Milton, better known as King. And what we gonna do today is we just gonna get into some conversation to try to got this. I'm using y'all today is for me to get comfortable talking to kids on this platform, for us trying to get comfortable with opening up and platforms like this so that we can have these conversations that need to be had. Now I'm sure people that's paying attention today, one of their complaints is gonna have to be about me allowing y'all to be on here with y'all hoodies on, and I think a lot of times people don't understand all the scenarios of why y'all may wear y'all hoods on y'all head all the time. So I'm gonna ask you first, Millie, what is one of the reasons that you wear your hood so often?
'Cause it's comfortable.
Comfortable how?
Like, when you have it on, it make your whole body comfortable.
And that's kind of why you do it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, King?
Because like when it's cold, my head be cold, I be cold. I just put my hood on. Then I be like this sometime, like make it hot inside so I don't be cold, and it just make it better.
So, but you have to also a lot of the time people may not really have a problem with y'all wearing y'all hoodies like that, but in the world that we live in the city that we live in, most of the kids that wear their hoodies like that be on something, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times when you wear your hoodie like that, even though you may have a different aspect or reason why you wearing it like that, you have to imagine when you walk up on people that don't know who you are, you may give them fear. When you outside in environments as far as like where y'all live at, a lot of the kids that's walking around that's on the BS be having that same look as y'all. So y'all could put yourselves in a situation of being like mistaken identity. I'm sure you can understand that.
Mhm.
Y'all we always in a situation of your own when most likely, or y'all was probably targeted by some people who might have thought y'all was somebody else or whatever it may have been. But you gotta also understand when you don't wear your hoodies like that, you make other people, regular common people that work and live a regular lifestyle. You give them the opportunity to be comfortable, but you also let the people that's looking for certain people understand that I'm not who you looking for. So but I also do, we go a lot of places and I understand, y'all, when we out, y'all always have your hoodies on. It don't matter if it's hot or cold. And I tell people that I think inside of y'all hoodies is like a comfort zone for y'all. Maybe you feel safe. Maybe a lot of the times you may not have a haircut. So you be like, I'd rather just wear my hood over my head instead of just showing I don't have a haircut right now. So I just want y'all to be mindful moving forward, that that when you have your hoodies on like that, in certain situations, if you think that you're making someone uncomfortable, at least pull your hoodie off long enough for that person to be comfortable with y'all walking up. Okay, so one of my first questions today, and I always let you go first, you can go second, is what's the hardest part about school right now? For you.
Focus.
For you.
Focus.
Focus. Could you elaborate a little bit?
Mhm.
Elaborate mean could you say a little bit more, just more than just focus?
Focus because
Y'all talking to the mic, please.
the teach. I don't know.
Say it. You know, this is a platform for you to speak how you feel. Like we have to be able to.
Me, I say focus because I'll be just playing around.
Okay, so majority of the time, your hardest struggle is paying attention in class.
Yeah.
And do you think that's because do you use that as a way not to be able to do your work, or do you just like to have fun in class?
Nah, I have fun in class. I still do my work though.
But one of your hardest struggles with doing your work is focus.
Yeah.
I want you to focus on this and understand this. Education is very important. And when you at school, even though it can be a fun environment, it's not somewhere that's supposed to be fun. It's somewhere that's supposed to be challenging. It's somewhere that's supposed to push you to be the best version of you as far as your education. And it's also an environment for you to grow and learn about life. And when you're not being focused because you're allowing the things that's going on around you to distract you from what you need to take care of, you really setting yourself back in what they call life, because in your early stages of life is when you have the opportunity, as far as how your brain operate, to learn the most. As you get older, you don't learn as fast and as easy as you did as kids. So my advice to you would be to try to focus a little bit harder on the things on the things that's going on in your classroom, your teacher in your classroom, as well as the studies that they giving you, so that you can learn. Learning is a part of life. You're gonna have to always learn. Once you stop going to school, you still gotta learn this thing they call life. You gotta learn yourself. You gotta learn other people. So, and that take focus. And if anything that you want to do in life, you want to be great at, or you want to be successful at, you're going to have to focus. All right. King, what about you? What's one of the hardest parts about school for you right now?
Math.
Math. So that's one of the hardest subjects. So that's one of your hardest challenges at school right now would be math.
Yep.
And what is it about math that makes it a little bit hard for you?
Cause I'm learning math, something new each week.
So each week, learning something new. Sometimes it may be going from one subject to the next subject a little bit too fast,
Yeah.
because it may take for you a little bit longer to maybe catch on to what the first assignment they gave you for the week priorly. So as you still trying to learn that, they just jumping off into something else. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Math for me also was a tough subject. You know, once they get into these things now, it's called back then it was calculus and algebra. All those things was a little bit difficult for me. It's a lot more advanced. What you laughing at, man? Can you pay attention? This your focus. This the problem that we having with your focus, right? Right? Can you give me an hour worth of focus?
Yeah.
I appreciate it. The math. So now the math that they teaching now is way more advanced, especially with all these systems they putting in as far as AI, this, that, and the other. Math is very important, but you know, math is not gonna. You know, once you get older in life, you only use math for certain skill sets, as far as the algebra, the calculus, and all that stuff. And once you get to be a grown up, it's usually minuses, pluses, and division, dividing. You know what I'm saying? So don't beat yourself up with the fact that math is hard. I would tell you just to go to school each day and just continue to try to understand what they put in front of you, and while at school, give that moment of your life your best.
Alright.
Because when you in school, like I say, man, it's 12 years worth of school. School can be the first thing that you fail at in life, or it can be the first thing that you succeed at life. And it's a 12-year gap in that you have to stay focused about school. So I understand how it could be challenging, because man, you be like, man, I've been going to school for 9 years straight. I'm getting tired of this. You know what I'm saying? But the way our system and our world is set up, man, you gotta give them 12 years of good grades to be able to graduate to even go off into college. So I don't know what some of y'all want to do with you, what y'all two want to do with your life, but if college has something to do with it, if you playing around in school right now, it's gonna make you harder to get in college when it's time to go, because your grades are not gonna be up. Millie, we talk often about what you want to do in life, and you say basketball.
Mhm.
You have to understand, if your grades ain't right, you can't play basketball. If you can't play basketball, that means you're taking yourself out of your dream. So if it's something that you're serious about doing, and if basketball is something that you're serious about going after, the first step to be able to do that is school. So you need to start considering that. I have a couple more school questions, and then I'm gonna get into some other things in life. Do you feel like your teachers or your school staff understand you, Millie?
No,
And what reasons do you think they may not understand you?
because like sometimes I say a word, I get in trouble for saying like a good word.
So what I mean by saying understanding you, right? I'm not saying understand what you're saying.
Like
I'm saying understanding you as a person.
yeah,
And what about you may think, like, say you go to school and say, everybody say Millie's a bad kid, right? And then you can say, no, I'm not a bad kid. They just don't understand me, because I'm right.
no, yeah, they do understand me.
They understand you.
Mhm.
Okay. And what about you, King?
Sometimes.
And the times that you don't feel like they understand you, what could be one of them?
Huh?
And when the times of, they might not be able to understand you, what do you think is something about you they don't understand?
Um, I think probably my anger issues probably.
Your anger issues. Maybe they don't understand what triggers you to make you angry.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a good topic, because I have something on here, right, about one of those topics that I want to bring up and ask a question about. So based on we're close to it, let me try to figure it out right fast so I can ask you it. When you're feeling angry or stressed, what do you do to deal with it? So usually when you're mad or having a bad day, what is something positive that can help you not be as angry, or kind of work on it a little bit?
Take a break in the office or outside the class for like 5 minutes.
And then you'll come back and you'll kind of be all right.
Yeah.
And is the school lenient enough to allow you that grace period to be able to go outside and do that?
Yeah.
That's important, because they had like the 5 second rule. Like, you get mad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At that point, you can let go the things that's making you angry. But I want you to understand this: anger is your enemy. It's not your friend, because in moments that you're angry, you may make decisions based on a way you want to feel good right now. So say somebody make you mad, you like, I'm firing on him. You feel like that moment that made me feel good. But the consequences that come with it afterwards is probably gonna be something that you don't really want to deal with. But the environment that I understand that you live in, sometimes you may think people playing with you too much, or I got to stand up for myself, because if I don't, I'm allow people to think that it's okay to take advantage of me, right? Okay. Um, I really want to get into one main topic, and it's about gangs, right? And I want to ask y'all, Why do you think a lot of kids join gangs?
Because they don't stay in school or something.
Like your friends, you run with friends that we don't have to say names and none that join gangs that end up running around. Do you think not just school? I'm saying like, do you think they may be joining for protection? Do you think they join them because they are just hanging together, so they are just making the same decisions
Or I just think they join because they don't care
about what
about their life.
about their life? So that makes a lot of sense, or others' lives.
Yeah.
What about you, King? Why do you think that a lot of kids join gangs?
Because what they be going through their childhood, or one of their parents was a gang member and teaching them the bad stuff,
Right,
go the wrong path.
right. So sometimes they just be following who was in front of them. As far as it don't even have to be a parent. It can be like a big cousin, or or like you're saying, a family member, or just a close friend.
Yeah.
Um, and what's a good reason not to join a gang?
So you won't have like heck of beef and stuff. And wherever you want to go, you could go and be safe.
Okay, and be safe. What about you, Ken? What do you think?
So you don't die young and you don't gotta worry about dying and looking behind your back and stuff.
Right, right, right. I think a lot of times is when you're young and you make decisions to like maybe like join a gang, you just following what's trendy at that time. What everybody else doing in your community. Some people join it because they might be scared that I joined this gang. I don't gotta worry about nobody messing with me because I got a lot of protection. But in life, decisions that you make young, you're gonna have to stand on for the rest of your life. And sometimes when you join these gangs use young kids as like they pawns on a chessboard. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fresh, jumped off the porch and jumped into this lifestyle, and everybody want to see if you really tough or not. And then you jump off and you feel like you got to prove yourself, so you do a lot of things to try to show them that you tough, not realizing that you destroying your life trying to show somebody else that I can be this person that I claim or who I say I am. I'm not gonna ask y'all if y'all are part of gangs because that's not important. Basically, I'm just asking these questions because I ask these questions, and those are certain questions I'm gonna ask each time I had this podcast because I'm trying to really understand why kids think that it's okay to join gangs and what reasons. Everybody have a different reason. So everybody gonna have a different reason to join, and everybody gonna have a different reason why not to join. I can't say that I've always made the right decisions as a young man. I just come on here trying to share advice. Um, I come on here because y'all know firsthand that I'm always with the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make myself knowledgeable enough to be the exact person y'all need to be, and not always the person that I think y'all need me to be, or sometimes the person that I needed somebody to be when I was young. So I like to have these conversations so that other people, as well as myself, can really get a clear vision of what our youth mindset is nowadays. So I'm gonna get into a couple more questions. Um, One would be along the lines of what we talking about. Do you feel safe in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
You feel safe in your neighborhood?
Yep.
What about you, King?
Yup.
You want to watch the podcast while we doing it?
No.
What you got going on?
I just wanted to look.
How do it look?
Look good.
Okay, cool. That way. And what makes you feel safe? Because it's a lot of danger in your neighborhood. So what makes you feel safe in it?
Cause the bus is right there.
Cause the what?
The bus is right there.
The bus.
Mhm.
I'm saying as far as feeling safe in your environment, do you feel when you walk outside, do you be worried about something happening to you? And it has nothing to do with a bus.
Uh,
Even after what happened with you still feel safe when you go outside?
yep. No, a little bit.
I'm just trying to figure it out. Or do you feel once it get dark?
Sometimes, yeah. Once it get dark, I just don't go outside. But when I just go outside.
And when it's daytime?
Mhm.
And what about you, King? Do you feel safe in your neighborhood?
Sometimes, like when it's not dark, hecka dark, yeah, I'm cool. But if it's dark, it ain't cool around there, probably.
And and what I try to push when I be having conversations with adults, man, is that our kids that's 12, 13, 10, 9, they shouldn't have to go outside. I'm gonna take your phone in a minute, so however you want to do it. All right. However, they shouldn't have to come outside and be worried about something happening to them. Other kids grow up in other communities and they don't have the same worries that we have in these urban cities that we live in, and that's early ages. I mean, that's early stages and ages of trauma, and we carry those things through life with us, and we really don't realize it till we get older that something affected us because it was so normal to us that we thought it was okay. So even sometimes you go outside, you see certain stuff, you be like, "Oh, it's cool. I know what that look like, so I'm not really worried about it." But it doesn't make it that okay. You should be able to walk to the store and not have to worry about nobody doing nothing to you. You should be able to walk to the store or go down the street to the park and not have to worry about no dudes pulling up saying where you from, what you got going on.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the main reasons I'm pushing so hard when it comes to the youth, as far as trying to get them to understand that what you going through in these times that we living in is not normal. They just your normal. But don't take those normals and make them your life, because just because it's normal to you don't mean it's right for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you gotta always pay attention, man. When I walk to the store, I shouldn't have to look over my back. I shouldn't have to be worried about not making it back. You know what I'm saying? Me, and that's trauma to everyone. I ain't gonna lie. I care about y'all deeply, and a lot of the times when I be worried about y'all because I know how y'all move around, and I would hate for something to happen to you when I'm trying to get you to work on life and be a better person and be the best version of you that you can be. I would hate for something to happen because I would, even though it probably wouldn't be about nothing I did right or wrong, it would still bother me because I'm trying to get y'all to see life, kind of like a lot more clear than the way y'all see it based on what y'all go through in your environment. Um, I got some more questions. Like I told y'all, this is our first episode. I'm trying to learn the system, so it's gonna take me a few weeks to to get this together. But we just having conversations. So, what are one of the main reasons you think that a lot of violence and outside be about?
Game beef.
Gang beef.
Mhm.
What about you, Kings?
Murder.
I'm saying what the murder is right there. But what do you think it come from? Like, what do you think? Like, most of the people outside are getting into it with each other behind what?
Gang.
Gangs, right? And I understand when you're nervous, when you up here on this stage, you laugh. That's what you do. You get what I'm saying? You young, so I don't expect you not to laugh. But with that being understood, does that make you? Because I be around y'all, we gonna make this. I'm always honest, right? At times y'all act like y'all be on that, not with doing nothing, but your conversation be, man, I'm a slide, or I'm a crash out, or I'm a, you know what I mean? And those are all outside behaviors. You get what I'm saying? So I'm asking you, do you think that's something cool for you? Is that a direction that you would want to go?
No.
And why not?
Because I just don't want no beef.
You don't want no beef, and you don't want to be a follower. I would go by because I don't think you're one. I think you're very much a leader, especially when we be outside. You're mainly in the leading role when we in groups of people, and I want you to understand that about yourself. That you're a natural leader. You got charm. You got inside of you. I see so much of what greatness look like if you allow yourself to learn yourself and learn what you're good at, and really take time to sit back and think about what you want to do. You know, a lot of the times when we grow up the way we grow up in situations that's just based on survival. So we really learn how to survive and never really learn how to live, and it's a big difference. Surviving and living is two different things. And sometimes when we're just trying to survive, we find ourselves trying to find our way through life going in the wrong direction. And with you, Millie, I know that I stay on you so much because I know the streets can be attractive. You know, I know that you feel like that's where the money at, and and it's a whole lot more ways to go about running down some money, hustling. You know, hustling doesn't consist of some. The word hustling doesn't have to be negative. Because when we think about hustle, we think about somebody doing something wrong to get money. I get up and go to work every day. That's my hustle. We got the brother over there running the system that we own. This is his hustle. So always want to be a hustler, but always try to make the right decisions when it comes to chasing down that money. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself out. And don't throw your life away for $1 today that you ain't going to have to spend tomorrow. But you can spend your whole life behind that $1 that you was trying to chase today by making a wrong decision about how you go about getting it. You hear me? King, what about you? Have you ever considered thinking about joining the gang?
No,
And why not?
because you could get killed.
Makes a lot of sense. That means that you love yourself enough to want to live.
Yep.
And how do you feel about running with now? So some of y'all friends, like I said, we not using names, may be a part of gangs, right? Are you comfortable when you're outside with them, or do you even choose to hang out with them when you're outside?
Sometimes, but not like that, really.
What about you, Millie?
I don't even go outside no more.
You don't go outside no more?
No.
Seems like every time you go outside, something going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I've been in I've seen some conversations. We've been in the van and I hear y'all talk about little stuff that be going on. What you got to understand right now in East Oakland is real rough. It's real violent, and people are getting guns at a very young age, and they're using them. They're just not having them. When I was young, you was this shit just to have a gun. Having a gun don't mean shit no more. You got to really be trying to use them. You know what I mean? And you not going outside can prevent a lot, like you say, for living a little bit longer because you stay in an environment where if some people sliding through your area, they gonna automatically think as a youngster that you're a part of whatever it is that's going on outside. You get what I'm saying? Even if you ain't, if I'm the opposition, which is considered an op, and if I'm from another neighborhood and I'm just trying to slide through your neighborhood to see if I can catch somebody slipping, they don't know if kids is a part of a gang or not. because they think everybody in this area and that lives in this zone is a part of some type of gang. And that's where Oakland changed that. It used to be you was just from a block, and everybody was from that block because they grew up on it. You didn't even have to be a part of the activities that was going on in it. If you was from 88th, you was from 88th. It didn't matter if you was outside doing crime on 88th, or if you just lived on there but never really came outside. When somebody asks you where you from, you say 88th. Well, now if you say I'm from 88th, they gonna say what you claim, and whatever gang is in that 88th block area. Majority of the time, most of the people gonna think because you're young and you're outside that you're a part of some type of gang. And I think it's great that both of y'all haven't crossed over and made a decision to join the gang, or to even to consider to join the gang, because gang life ain't the life. But if I was to say that, can I understand why some kids join gangs? I could say yes. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids may join gangs because it gives them some type of family, some people that they can depend on, some people that they can be like, man, he gonna ride with me no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't, and we think as when we growing up, we think that's cool. Right or wrong, he gonna ride with me. Like, nah. If I'm wrong, I don't want you to throw your life away for me. You get what I'm saying? And when you have real friends in life, you'll want to separate them from the things that you got going on from your friendship, because they're supposed to. Your friend is somebody that's supposed to care about you. So they know if you ain't living a lifestyle that they live, and they know it, they should kind of stay away from you, because you can get caught up in the things that they got going on. Because association leads to affiliation. If I'm running with you, I'm riding with you. If I'm riding with you, that means I'm almost a part of what you got going on. So you got to be very mindful of the people that you choose to hang with, because a lot of the times people get hurt for things that they don't have nothing to do with. You get what I'm saying? And they get hurt behind something they got nothing to do with, because they don't know what to look for. Because it ain't their problem. It ain't their situation. So I might be walking around, done something 2-3 days ago that I ain't told you about, knowing I got some people that's looking for me, and I don't tell you about it. So now when we walking, I'm steady on the swivel, paying attention. You're not paying attention because you don't have nothing going on. And in that process, a lot of the times kids get hurt or harmed that don't have nothing to do with the situation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful, very mindful of the guys that you allow to be considered your friends and how you move around with them, especially if you know it's a high chance that they got something going on. Do you think Instagram has a lot to do with some of the problem that's going on in our community as well?
Yeah.
And why?
Because everybody like the net talk.
That's what they call it? That's the new word for it? You just gave me some game. Net talk. And what do that consist of?
Internet talking.
Internet. So, like, if they got beef,
They're going to go on the internet.
they going to go on the internet. And
post
then everybody on the internet paying attention to it. So now with everybody paying attention to it, the person, whoever on the side of looking back, going to feel like they got to go do something. Kind of, sort of, right? What you think about that? Have you ever been a part of some internet beef? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know how, but somebody post about me. I don't know. Random person. And then there was that talking. But
Like, net talking is like saying, when I see you, I'm going to do this to you. Is that kind of like what net talk look like? Threatening you on Instagram.
yeah.
Throwing up gang signs, dissing your hood. Is that kind of like net talk? And what about girls? Do you think girls have a lot to do with the some of the beef that goes on outside?
Sometimes,
You know, how can girls be a part of it? What do they kind of do?
like, cause these girls out here be cheating, like
Talk, man. Come on.
they be cheating and
They be cheating.
they
So,
be like going to different persons and the,
pillow
the dude,
talking.
yeah, the dude get mad and stuff and try to kill the other dudes like that.
Or what about she messing with you and then y'all get into it. She go over there to the other side and start messing with them and then maybe lie about all kind of things that you were saying you was gonna do to them and just to be able to be cool, do things like is that a part of net talk too?
Mhm.
Because girls be on the net doing the same thing. Yeah, you know you got to be mindful when you're young, man. Girls is and has always been, and I'm not saying this to speak down on women. Been in the middle of a lot of deaths because of just not girls at a young age really not knowing how to process their emotions correctly. So if they know they can't do something to you and they mad at you, they'll cross you up in something else. So that's something else mindful that you gotta pay attention to. Um, it's a lot of different topics that I really don't want to get in today with y'all because I really want to iron this out today. I was really just making this as far as a test run, allowing y'all to be a part of what that test run might look like for me, so that I can take this and I can go back today and sit back and say, okay, what ways and how I want to go about making this better. I want to tell both of y'all that I appreciate y'all. You know, and what I mean by that is that I appreciate the fact that y'all trust me with you. You know, I know as kids it's hard to trust people, especially if you've been let down in life or if the people that you feel like you supposed to be able to trust, you might not can't trust all the time, and then some stranger come out of nowhere talking about, hey man, let me help you be better. You know, I'm always at your school. We're always doing something. But I want to thank you for allowing me to have that space in your life because you don't have to. You know, you could easily say I don't want to deal with you, or you could easily be not as open to allowing me to be involved in your life. But I want you to understand this. I want both of y'all and all the kids that we be around to work with to be the best version of y'all. But I want you. But what's really happening is in the process of me trying to help y'all be better. Y'all making me a much better person. I think that I'm the one who's actually growing in this situation, maybe a lot faster than y'all are because y'all are still kids. I'm growing into a different version of manhood and what that looks like for me. But if you wouldn't have made yourself available to me to be able to be this person that I'm working on being with y'all, I might have never came into this version of who I am and who I'm trying to be. So I want to tell both of y'all and all the other mentees, I tell them all the time, man, thank you for trusting in me. Thank you for never having an attitude when I come up to your school. Never having an attitude when I'm calling, checking on you. Allowing me to really get on top of y'all when things might not be going right and I see something going wrong and listening. When we first started working together, we built something and it was trust. And Millie, every time something going on and I'm getting the accent, both of y'all kind of be like, man, just tell him the truth. You get what I'm saying? And that means a lot because that's when I tell you all the time when it comes to the leader role, that's one of your leader qualities. You're seeing people being, you're just like, just tell him you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be honest about it so that we can have an honest relationship. And kids don't just open up and be that with everyone. You know, I'm gonna continue to do my best for y'all and with y'all. But in the process of that, man, we growing together. You know, y'all allowing me to see some areas of my life that I need to be better in, so that I can be better with y'all and to y'all and for y'all. You know, so and if you see something that I'm doing wrong when we together or something that bothers you, I want you to always be able to feel comfortable with pointing that out. I'm not above checking, or I'm not above correcting, should I say. You know, because I don't got all the right answers. I just got all the right reasons. You get what I'm saying? And I do this from the heart. So I don't, you know, it's a saying, don't charge it to the mind, charge it, you know what I'm saying? Charge it to the heart. So always remember that no matter how it come across, man, I care about you and it's coming from the heart. If it's said or done wrong, we're going to kind of end this for today. I thank y'all for coming here and allowing me to have this conversation with y'all. You want to say anything to the people? You want to tell them where to meet you at or hit you at on the gram or what's up, man?
No, I'm good.
You good? You on the under? What about you, King? Might be some young, you know what I'm saying, on here trying to see who you is, man.
I'm really trying to hit the studio.
You trying to hit the
studio?
studio?
But peace out though, y'all.
Peace
y'all
out?
can't get the IG or nothing. I'm
They
too
can't.
numb though.
They too numb?
Y'all gonna know how I am by the face.
The only reason I got y'all popping. Y'all wasn't popping before me.
Yes, I was.
Man, you wasn't popping before me. Now where y'all go, everybody know y'all.
Poppin'.
When? Since when? Tell me something you done to pop. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm known at school.
That's
and
school.
everybody.
That is school.
That's cool.
Hey, I got more followers than you on Instagram, so shut up. By a lot.
Man, check this out, man. I deal with this all day, man. That's what brothers do. I used to be, hey, man, stop arguing. I ain't have a brother like that coming up, so I didn't understand it at first. So I thought they used to be getting on each other or talking bad to each other. Man, that's just the way that they show love to each other. But, man, I appreciate y'all, man, and we, for the listeners, for the people, man, if y'all see something, y'all see this on YouTube anywhere, man, and y'all want to put some suggestions on, some topics to talk about, some areas that or ways that I can be better at this, man, always find a way to connect with me to let me know, man. I'm in the process of this, man, I'm just trying to grow, and I'm trying to get the kids a voice to be able to express themselves. This was the first day for it, and we'll be back for many more. And I appreciate y'all.
Best connection to you and good music is live. We keeping it true. Twitch.tv/Baylife Radio and Digital Dash. Turn it up, feel the love. It's a